Okay, no, that's okay. We don't need a gavel. He can bang them. I just want to remind you, please, to silence your cell phones before the meeting starts. We have about a minute and a half.
Just in case somebody gets out of line.
It's 2 minutes till 6, but we're going to go ahead and start the meeting of the Club of Diamond Head Property Owners Association Board. May I have the roll call, please, Madam Secretary?
President Sislo.
Present.
Vice President Rousseau. Secretary Burgoyne. Treasurer Blackwood.
Here.
Ex officio Becker.
Here.
Director Tubbs.
Present.
Director Lee. Director Griffey.
Here.
Director Pino.
Present.
Director Nutter.
Here.
Director LaFontaine.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I have been informed that Vice President Giarrusso is having some health issues, and I just want us all to keep his wellness and healing in our thoughts as we proceed with this meeting. Could we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We need to approve the minutes of the October 15th open board meeting. It says October 15th on the agenda. I'm sorry, October 20th. And approval of the minutes from November 5th.
Make a motion that we waive the reading of the ordinance.
We have
I
a
second
motion.
that.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to waive the reading. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. Anybody opposed? Thank you. We will waive that reading. A motion to approve the meeting agenda?
So moved.
Anybody second that, please?
I'll second that.
Okay, thank you. So we'll keep the agenda. President's report. I'd like to report that following the October approval of the donation and conveyance of outlined amenities to the City of Diamond Head, the board held a special called meeting on November 5th and approved the signing of a memorandum of understanding, which had been signed on November 4th by the City of Diamond Head. And this continues the process of conveyance of the amenities to the city. This MOU has then been sent to the Purcell Corporation for their signature, paving the way for the final contract. At this time, we're awaiting that signature because the Purcell organization has the right of first refusal on this conveyance. And I am meeting with several others with that organization tomorrow to see if there's any issues we may have missed. We're trying to accomplish this in time to demonstrate to the Hancock County Assessor that any property taxes of the amenities for 2025 should be reduced, as that's been our goal to help us manage the 2026 budget. Our general manager has some more information on that to help us out. We have been working on developing an expense budget for 2026, and this has certainly been a challenge for this board. It is hoped that we can approve the expense portion of the meeting at the meeting tonight, but we are finding ourselves in a very minimally break-even and very limited fund for capital expenses and infrastructure repairs. The situation is very difficult to manage with this lack of income that we're facing. Thankfully, hurricane season has not been a problem as our reserves are very low. Once the conveyance documents are complete, we need to look to planning the future of the remaining organization. Finding the right business plan and the legal steps to get to our goal are where we need to spend our energy. Any membership support will help us prevail and help us meet our goal of a wonderful Diamond Head so that we can continue forward. I want to thank you all and from all members of the board for this opportunity to serve the Property Owners Association and try to resolve the quandary of its great amenities. How about the general manager's report? Let's do that next, please, since I alluded to you.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Financials for October. Revenue for the month was $799,000 against $810,000 in expenses. We were $10,500 negative in operational expenses, and P&L was $74,000 negative to include depreciation. This was actually a great month, considering October is a three-pay period month. We won't have to be discussing the three-pay period month next year, as we're going to allocate properly across all the months so that it becomes a non-factor. Revenue was up $75,000 for the month, mostly from golf and restaurant. The bank balance is now at $312,000. Our budget for 2026 is complete and will be voted on by the board tonight. We've been able to balance the budget through the changes we made in 2025. The new budget, I was listening to everybody from last year around the pools, and the new budget does include pool attendance, I'm happy to say. In order to meet the budget, we do have two critical items. One is transfer of the amenities to the city by year end, and the second one will be maintaining the number of POA dues members. I'd like to thank the 400 people that have already paid and encourage everyone to support the POA. I just want to go over some events. We had an excellent review in November issue of the South Mississippi Living by Ann Petrie. I don't know if you guys all saw the pictures, but it was beautifully done, and it's going to help us a lot. We also participated in the Buds and Burgers competition on November 8th. Nancy and Danielle participated in the Taste of Hancock County at the Bay St. Louis Community Center. We served a delicious shrimp dip and stir-fried beef and broccoli. Had many people coming back for seconds, especially for the shrimp dip. Mike and Tanya will be on WLOX 4 o'clock show this week, 11/19. Again, a great opportunity to promote Diamond Head and the club. Wine pairing dinner is scheduled for 11/21. That's been a big hit. Everybody's been loving that, and our team's doing a great job. Steak night with Eddie McDaniels playing is on 11/22. We have a Thanksgiving buffet. It's filling up, and it should be a delicious day for all who attend. It's one of the most popular events. Please sign up as soon as possible, because the number of slots are filling up quickly. Get out of the kitchen and have some fun at our night before Thanksgiving party in Latitude 30 from 6 to 9 on November 26th. And we also have the Tease Me Band playing that night. The letter to Santa mailbox will be placed at by the club walking trail again this year. It will be available on November 28th. If a response is requested, a self-addressed stamped envelope should be included in the letter. Let's Light Up the Diamond Head Christmas Light Contest is returning. All Diamond Head residents are encouraged to participate. Application must be completed by December 7th, and the judging will be between December 8th and 18th, and a winner will be announced on December 20th. In December, we have the Bourbon and Cigar Night on December 13th. Christmas prefix dinner on December 18th, another wine dinner on December 20th, and New Year's Eve party in Latitude 30 with Tease Me Band playing. No reservations are required. I think we didn't have it open last year, but we will this year for sure. So anybody that wants to come out for New Year's, we're going to be open. And Mardi Gras season is already upon us. In our continuing goal to improve your experience, we have new menus in the Oak Room as well as the breakfast menu. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Do any board members have any questions? Okay, thank you. Committee reports. Director Pino?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Director Tubbs?
The rec committee did meet this month, but there are no proposals or topics for the board.
Thank you. Director LaFontaine?
Yes, the House Committee met in a very short meeting, and the only thing I've got, Rick kind of updated it on everything, but the employee Christmas party will be December 8th on Monday. So we'll be looking for the board members to volunteer to host that event this year.
Okay, thank you. That's always a fun time. Director Nutting, do you have anything?
I'll defer to the committee chairs.
Okay. Director Griffey?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Treasurer Blackwood?
Nothing to report.
How about ex officio Becker?
Yes, since Director Lee isn't here, he's the head of the golf committee. The golf committee did meet. We discussed the large number of tournaments that were played in the last month or two and the upcoming tournaments. Status of the greens on the course. The one green that's still giving us the most trouble, number 7 of the Cardinal. Dan Hammond, the superintendent, has scheduled a meeting with the people who now own the land in Diamond Head Lakes to get us permission to cut some of those trees behind the green so we can get more sunlight to the green, which will help it recover more quickly. And Mr. Hammond also reported he has some surplus equipment he would like to get rid of that's basically scrap. It doesn't work. It's been taking up room in the facility for years, and we told him to make a list of it so we could get with Darian and make sure that we took it off the books if we sold it, and told him to look into that and get back to us. And that's basically it.
Okay, thank you very much.
That meeting is on Thursday with the new group.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for the committee reports. Are there any POA member comments on agenda items for us?
There are none.
Thank you. Then we're on to the regular agenda. The first is a motion to approve the proposed budget for the year 2026. May I have a motion to do so?
I make a motion to approve the budget for.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second.
And LaFontaine seconds that motion. What discussion do you have for us, Mr. Treasurer?
This budget has been worked on diligently by staff and the board. At this point in time, it has a operating profit of $20,701 after depreciation. I'd like to mention that we've averaged $1 million loss every year since I've been on the board for the last 4 years. So it's quite aggressive. It has some cost cutting involved in it. I believe that it should be cut more, but this is what the board is presenting.
Okay, thank you. Any other conversation, discussion? Any points anyone would like to make? I would just like to echo the fact that we have had plenty of debate and time to talk. It's not like we've not seen this, so we have been hashing this one out for a while.
Could I ask a question, Bill? You said how much profit for the year?
$20,701. What is on this sheet has $707,701, and then it has some capital improvements. You don't take capital out of a budget, an operating budget, and so you take the depreciation out and end up with $20,701. Like I said, we've been losing $1 million a year, so let's hope we can make this budget.
Would be really nice. Okay, then we'll call the motion to approve the proposed budget for the year 2026. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. Okay, thank you. All those opposed? We have one opposed. The motion carries. The budget is approved for 2026. Motion 2025-43, a motion to establish a youth activities coordinator as a new part-time position within the organization. Who would like to make that motion?
I bring that motion.
Director Tubbs?
And I'll second that.
Okay. And that's Director Nutting. And what comments would you like to share with us?
So the proposal before you is a modest investment in following upon the results that we've received from the survey that said our membership really desired more youth activities and more outreach geared towards families and children. And so if you look at the events that we do have in, with that target audience, they tend to be our most popular events. If you think about trunk or treat, or, you know, when we've had Santa Claus come in for breakfast. I know we're talking about balanced budget right before this, right? That was not an intentional thing. I do look at this as an expenditure, but I do believe that if we do this in the correct way, it's a potential to actually bring more business to our enterprises. I don't pretend to be an expert at children. I don't have kids, and it's been a long time since I was a teacher, but I feel like if you have the right person doing this, you've got proper outreach to families, and it's bringing people into the club. So, for example, if they were to do a movie night or a game night once a month, you're talking about a real low-cost activity that gives young parents the opportunity to come have dinner with us, you know, with their kids, engaged in activities within the same building, right? So that's just one example. But there's any number of opportunities that we have to engage families in a fashion that will, like I said, drive business to our other enterprises. We've got great facilities that we're paying for anyway. And so I think this small investment, I think, is a good experiment to see how much appetite is there among the community for this kind of thing. I don't know, you know, what to expect, you know, if we did events, you know, what the turnout would be on a monthly basis, but it could potentially be significant. And we've talked on the rec committee about the desire to do more of this, but the reality is, without the right individual, the right skill set dedicated to this, and again, this is a part-time position, wouldn't see this as being, you know, somebody working 40 hours a week. But if it works, if we're able to recruit the right person, I think that they would come with a great deal of energy and a great deal of excitement to do this. I do think anytime you introduce children's activities, you got to make sure that you do this the right way. I don't want it to be done haphazardly. That puts potentially introduces risk that would be unnecessary. So that's why I think it's important that we actually invest in a new resource where this is their primary focus. And so the motion at a minimum would bring 12 new events, monthly events, with a family or children focused. So that's where I'm at. I don't know if anybody's got any questions or any other thoughts, but I yield the floor.
Just as you said that, I was wondering, are you saying in addition to things that are already in place, like trunk or treat, Santa, I think the Easter Bunny, are things that are already in place?
Yes, I would say these are in addition to what's already there. And, you know, my hope would be that we would find a balance where you can do some things on a recurring basis that are low cost. Like I said, a movie and game night's just an easy win, right? You do that, that's extremely low cost. You just need the people willing to dedicate themselves to, you know, volunteering to chaperone and having the resource there to coordinate it all.
Thank you.
It's certainly true, back in the Stone Age when some of us moved here, the demographics of the town were a lot different. When I moved here some 30 years ago, it was probably 80% retirees and 20% people with children, and now it's about 60-40, so the demographics are dramatically changing. There's 13 or more school buses go to here every day, and if we can get the younger generation involved in Diamond Head, the activities, the amenities, and understand it, I think that's our path forwards to the future. It has been a wonderful community for us old folks, but I think it's time to pass the torch to the younger ones and let them get involved, and I think this is a very good idea to get the young families involved in Diamond Head and start using the amenities and understanding what goes on here in wonderful Diamond Head.
Anybody else?
Yes, we recently had some requests for a sock hop for the young kids at the club, but we had no one to spearhead it and to put it together. And we've had a lot of these requests for our children's activities and just never had the coordinator to do it.
Okay, anybody else?
Yeah, I don't have a problem with the idea. I think it's a great idea, actually.
My problem with the motion is it's just another layer of expense. Just last month, we had a big motion, and we're still in the process of donating $3 million worth of amenities to the city, and all we're getting back for that is a reduction of expenses. Here at the next month, there's talk of adding more expenses. So the idea is a good idea, but I would rather see it be assigned to an existing employee where there's no additional expense involved, or better yet, I think an even better idea would be to form a committee of volunteers, some parents in the community who have kids, who know what kids want to do, and their own kids are involved, and let them propose ideas that they can bring to the board or bring to somebody, one of the department heads, and do it without costing us a penny. So, good idea. I don't think I'm against the expense.
Those are certainly good points, Bob, but as you can see from the attendance at our meeting, to get volunteers to do things, it's very hard. Families are busy, and also on occasions you have to spend money to make money. If this worked as good as you could, one event a month would cover this salary and more quite easily.
Well, I'd like to add that, we've lost $1 million a year, and next year we could end up losing $1 million again, and by spending this money, it'd be another $20,000. And at some point in time, we cannot be everything to everybody, so I don't want to be the Grinch again, but we have no real fees or money income to pay for this stuff. So, it's a great idea. We just can't afford it.
Any further comments?
I have a comment,
Yes, sir.
Chairman. I think we can't afford to not do it, and my reason for that is, should we move forward into the future and try to find some kind of pull marketing instead of push marketing. Push marketing is when you're like, here's the thing on your door, we're going to send you to jail if you don't pay your POA. Pull marketing is, hey, here's some things we have that we would like you to come and participate in, like pools or golf courses or things of that nature. I think things like this could be the hook as we move through the future to invite the changing demographic, which is a statistical fact, to come to events, and maybe they're in an area where they don't have to pay the POA fees, but we can do soft pull marketing at those events to the younger families and bring them into voluntary dues. That's my opinion.
Anyone else? Okay, then I call the motion. Motion 2025-43, motion to establish a youth activities coordinator as a new part-time position within the organization. All those in favor, raise your hand, please. 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. All those opposed, please raise your hand. We have 3. You have that? Becker, Blackwood, and Pino. Becker and Pino. Okay.
The Grinches.
The motion passes. We are in a terrible time of push me, pull you, because we do need to market. We do need to let the world know how good we are. We just don't have a lot of funds to do this, and so it is a really hard decision to make. You're very
I would
right.
hope that we would put a job description together and identify what we want done for this person, so that, there's not any leeway about what gets done and what we want done.
Certainly, I think that's important. I think the staff can carry that out in the proper fashion.
So just one point of order. The motion packet that we all got talked about a maximum of $20,000 in salary, but that wasn't in the agenda. Is that part of the motion?
That was part of the motion to put a cap at 20,000, and that would cover the labor and the cost of event execution.
Good point, thank you. It is not written into the motion itself, but it is considered part of the motion. Thank you.
Very good.
Okay, so we move on to motion 2025-44. A motion to approve a 10% discount on the purchase of food and beverages for active military and first responders. Who would like to make that?
I'd like to make that motion.
Director LaFontaine, in a second.
I'll second.
Okay, Giffey seconded. Okay, what comments can you help us with?
This discount has been active for a number of years now, and just recently was removed because there was some misunderstanding about how it was being applied. and I'd just like to reinstate it. It covers our first responders and active military. And 99% of the establishments along the coast all identify this thing.
Any other comments? What comments do you have? Was not one of our issues the application, who actually qualifies for this particular discount? Did you have any caveats related to that?
The active military is either in a uniform or they carry a ID card that shows that they're active military.
Yeah, a valid CAC card, a valid military ID card. I think the discussion earlier, to your point, Chairman, was that people were, I don't know what they were showing, but they probably weren't truly active duty or active first responder. And I think what you're proposing here, which I support, is to restore that for valid active duty, active first responder.
So right now, we have the club discount to POA members in good standing. We do not have a discount for former military, correct?
This is active military.
Right, so all we have is the POA discount and the active duty military and first responders. That'll be the total discounts we offer? Is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
Do we have an idea what the economic impact of this would be?
The average over the last several years, the last 3 years, we went back and looked at numbers, it's very minimal,
I would imagine it would be. Okay.
I'm sorry, you said it was minimal?
very minimal.
Very minimal.
The general manager, do you have a comment on that at all?
No, I just know that it's been in place for several years, and in terms of the budgetary amounts, I based the budget on previous year, so it would have been included into the budget numbers.
Excuse me, you're saying it is in the 2026 budget?
I'm saying that based on the fact that I used 2025 historical data that included that, it would have been included.
Okay, thank you. Anybody?
It's probably also a good PR move, not that I would do it for PR. Those people deserve some recognition for what they do for us. But it would certainly, with that push me, pull me thing that Dr. Griffey was talking about, this would certainly be one of those things.
Any further comments? Okay, we're now to act on the motion to approve a 10% discount on the purchase of food and beverages for active military and first responders. All those in favor? Okay, thank you. It's unanimous. Okay, we have a motion to enact a policy whereby all administrative office personnel are to work 8 hours a day, Monday through Friday. This motion could potentially lead us to discuss specific personnel in name and position. So I'm going to ask if we may retire to an executive session to discuss this. Could I have a motion for that retirement, please?
So moved.
Griffey?
We voted on this in October in the executive committee. I mean,
I'm sorry, we haven't been able to find that motion in writing.
okay.
If nothing else, it's redundant, but I want it in writing so we have it, because we've had some conflict in understanding it, and I just would like to take the time to make sure we have it.
I remember voting on it also, but if we are going to go back in executive session, do we have anybody who wanted to speak on non-agenda items so they don't have to wait for us to come back in?
Well,
We
could do
will
that.
come back and announce the results of our vote, but yes, that's a good point.
We have two non-agenda item speakers.
Okay, then you would like to defer the motion and
Until they
listen to
speak,
the
right, so
people.
they don't have to wait.
Okay, I'm comfortable with that.
And a point of order, the motion never got a second. I'm happy to
Right, the
second
motion
it.
hasn't been seconded.
I will second it.
Okay,
Motion to
Go to executive session.
Yeah.
I
Made the motion.
made the motion.
accept.
and you're accepting the fact that we will defer until we complete this activity? Okay, so we need POA members speaking on non-agenda items.
Okay. Art Burgoyne.
And no, your wife can't have a raise.
We could double our pay, it wouldn't matter.
And I'm going to, Mr. Burgoyne, I'm going to give you 3 minutes, okay?
Okay, my name is Arthur Burgoyne. We lived in Diamond Head since 2015, and we love it here. I have 2 items to discuss or recommend. I think that the board should make all committees have a mandatory meeting once a month. Why committee meeting matters. Provide residents input and expertise. In 2024, the board established 6 committees. And of that 6 committees, there's 38 board members and residents, volunteers, and that's not counting the duplicate board members on other committees. That's 38 people that can voice their opinion and input on matters and expertise. That's a bunch. So that's why I think that the board should recommend a mandatory committee meeting every month. Like tonight, half of the committees didn't meet. And I know that the violation committee it meets, but it doesn't report. The bylaws state that the committees formed here are the architectural committee and the election committee. I have been here for meetings for like 4 or 5 years, and I have yet to hear an architectural report committee.
Okay?
Okay? Let's see what
A
else.
minute.
Once again, I think you should establish every committee meet mandatory once a month. My second thing I want to comment on is question and answers. Why do we have question and answers? It encourages transparency. Residents can ask about decisions made during the meeting in real-time clarification. Encourage engagement. Members have a choice in the committee government and can raise issues that matter to them. If the board cannot give answers to the questions, just simply state builds trust. Dialogue helps foster trust between POA board members and property owners. Clarification of agenda items. If something discussed during the meeting is unclear or controversial, the QA allows deep explanation and surface new ideas. Residents can afford to use this time to suggest improvements and raise topics of future consideration. And that's why I think that the board should put on their agenda, every agenda, a question and answer period.
Okay,
That's all I have.
thank you very much. Thank you for your time.
Our second speaker and final speaker is Penny Crawford.
My first question would be, what amenities are being turned over to the city? I have not seen any listing of that. Y'all discussed something about it tonight, about our, a memorandum of understanding, but there is no understanding on the part of the residents here as to what's being turned over. And here we are, Mr. Burgoyne's comment of questions and answers. Okay, I would like to know the answer to that question. Also would like to know the answer to the amount of money you expect to have our taxes reduced by when we turn over these amenities. You're trying to get this done by the end of the year. We said that.
Oh, I see. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking of personal taxes. Keep going.
Oh, gosh, no.
Sorry,
Nothing
sorry.
personal here.
Sorry.
No. You did mention that
My
you were
brain wandered.
hoping to work toward a reduction of our county taxes before, by the end of the year, turning this over by the end of the year, and I have no feel for what that means. And we don't have an answer to that tonight, I guess, either. And I also wanted to talk about the youth activities. I think I had a mixed feeling about that too, you know, with you gentlemen too, that I think is a fabulous idea, and where has that been all this time? There have been kids here a long time, but anyway, but it's also $20,000, and we're at the budget, we're having our own problems. And I also had a problem about the idea of suggestion of having volunteer parents come and do this. I'd like for you to meet my next door neighbors. Okay, they run the PTO, they work full-time, they have 2 children, and they have children in every sport available. Okay, so I never see them except in the car, whizzing out of the driveway. So those wonderful people that have so many skills and understanding of what appeals to children, they can't really help. So people like me, you, all of us have to step up, and maybe this person you hire has to be the motivator here, the organizer here, and we all jump in and back them up on whatever is suggested. But I think it'd be great to have a monthly, as you said, game night. I love the idea of a sock hop, but I'm afraid the only people who remember those are my age. And they don't want us there, and your age, and y'all don't want us there, and you don't want to see our old feet. So, our old socks with holes in them. But anyway, I think those things are great ideas. So many of the things that the POA does now at the country club do not interest me and my husband at all. So, anyway, sorry about my phone. I can't seem to get it to turn off. It's on mute. Anyway, those are my questions, and I don't have any answers for these folks.
Okay.
Mr.
Thank you very
Chairman, can I
much.
ask a question?
Yes, sir.
What does interest you? What would interest you?
What
I'm
does
just curious.
interest me?
Yeah.
Well, I just talked to the manager about, we have a lovely little art group of old ladies, and not so old ladies, and we paint every week here in the country club. And we do it for 2 or 3 hours, and we are doing a tree at the library that is on display, all of our artwork. And now the city is putting together an art directory to encourage more artists to have more opportunities to exhibit their art here in Diamond Head. And I would hope at some point the club could be a part of that, exhibiting local artists' artwork. So those kind of things connect to me. But since we don't drink, we don't eat steak, don't smoke cigars, don't like to karaoke, don't do golf at all, don't even like to watch it in the backyard. So there's not a whole lot, you know, we just love Diamond Head. And we love the atmosphere of the community and the integrity and the group that we have here and the group that we have in our community, the people that we live around. We love that atmosphere.
Well, first, that's outstanding, and second, I think you represent a demographic that there's more than 1 or 2 people of that ilk
Yep.
in Diamond Head. I'd love to hear your views in the future, because I think that's something we haven't really addressed. I mean, I know I'm like the golfy, go to the party kind of guy, but I would like to hear your views in the future as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Before you leave, the general manager can answer the questions you asked. He'll be happy to tell you that. He knows the answer to both of those.
All right, he's going to answer all my questions afterwards? All right.
Those two.
Okay. Well, not all of them. No, you're right.
Okay, we are going to retire to executive session, and when we return, we do plan to announce the result of our vote.